This is going to be a relatively short video because I think that Tarn deserves his own video. This is from the Wave 4 of Blokees mini non-transforming Transformers figures. I do have the whole case right here. So do stay tuned for the full review. It's a box of 9. If you're getting the whole case, then you're guaranteed to get all these figures. You're gonna have a chance to get the Chase version of the Shockwave. I think it's a more shiny, more metallic look. I'm not really sure. I haven't checked yet if this is the variant that I got, or you know, I got the Chase variant. I've yet to discover, but I couldn't wait to build Tarn himself, so I had to open a few boxes, and I think on the 5th pull, I got him. And leading up to that, I also unveiled Ultra Magnus and Nemesis Prime, which are also some of the standout figures, a couple of the standout figures from this wave. But Tarn is the cream of the crop for this wave. He is the main man, if you will. Forearm attachment is also something that I harbored from Nemesis Prime, but I figure that he's already stacked up with a lot of weapons. He's got the sword, and it's gonna look so overkill if I attach this forearm blaster where he's holding the sword on the arm on the arm that holds the sword. Sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking because, you know, lack of sleep and whatnot. I just finished recording my review of this guy, so if you haven't already, please check out the review that I have of this Superior Spider-Man figure, which is really superior compared to their other Marvel Legends releases. Look at all those details, look at the proportions. He looks so formidable with that super wide build. If I remember correctly, he does transform into a tank. A tank is what his alt mode would be, a battle tank. For proper weapons, I attached it here at the back. Okay, so yeah, you do have that, but I think Tarn has this design where it would be fitting for him to have blades or swords, but sadly they did not include swords or something to that effect. But this is also good enough. This is good enough for me. There is some articulation right there on the weapon that also functions as a backpack piece to make him look more stacked up with firepower. I love the shape. I love the purple applied here, and it does have a lot of printed details, like a conventional Gundam model kit. This is more fun to build in such that you don't need to apply decals, and there's really no need for customization here unless you really just want to take this figure to the next level, like apply maybe some chrome paint or metallic paint, but you don't really need it. There's a lot of sculpted details, a lot of printed details. There's a very nice Decepticon logo here in the middle of the chest unit, so that looks really good. Yeah, there's a variation of purples right here that breaks up the colorway of this figure. Everything else is solid as far as details are concerned. It doesn't require those individual shoulder pieces because you do get these ones that are already built into the sculpted pieces. If you're collecting Blokees figures, you'll know what I'm saying. This Sideswipe has a separate shoulder attachment, shoulder joint right here, so that does add some ability. Tarn's design warrants this kind of implementation. A shoulder joint that's already baked into this separate piece that gives him a wider frame. So this is how small he is in comparison to a regular 1/12 scale figure. This is the Mafex Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider, which is one of the best Mafex figures that you can get, especially if you're a big fan of Spider-Man. At the top of his ears, I will call this ears. I will call these ears. Oh no, these are not ears. These are just parts of the mask that do flare out because, yeah, whatever. I would say around almost maybe 9.5. I think that's 9.5 centimeters long, or in inches, that would be close to 4 inches. So around 3.90 inches tall. Ultra Magnus and Nemesis Prime, like I said, are from the same wave as Tarn. Sideswipe is from Wave 3? Yeah, Wave 3. One of the things I really love about these Blokees figures is that their articulation setup is pretty simple, yet super effective. His arms can go out that far to the side, which I think is a good enough range, granted how bulky he is in the shoulder area, in the shoulders section. It does swivel some. You do have this, oh, it's not exactly a bicep cut. It is a forearm swivel right here and double jointed elbows. And there's a peg hole right here where you can add more attachments if you want. Oh yeah, I guess you can do it like this. That's pretty awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that in my display perhaps. Or maybe not. We'll see. I'm just gonna switch things up whenever I feel like it. Same here on the other arm. So yeah. Aside from this, these fisted hands that also function as gun holding hands or weapon holding hands. You also get a pair of open hands for different styling. Let me just quickly whip something up. Yeah. You can freely equip him with Nemesis Prime sword. That looks super cool. Yeah, the arms do rotate. 360, no problem. This is actually a separate piece. See? You don't need to remove that. You certainly shouldn't remove that because it just looks weird. It's like a bubblegum pink right there in the middle. You do have this waist cut. It doesn't have anything in the way of an ab crunch, but I guess you can get away with it by the super functional leg joints. Goes out that far. It does rotate some. It's okay because you do have this knee rotation right here. His knees, his lower legs can really go back that far. Some articulation here on the foot, on the ankles. The rocking movement, kicks back and forward, no problem. Pretty simple, yet super effective. That's the name of the game for Blokees figures. They're fun, they're super easy to build, and they are super effective as action figures. I'm gonna give this a perfect score of 5 stars because there's nothing much more I can ask from this figure. It does come with the standard Blokees stand, which you can connect with other stands as well. So yeah, for all the reasons that I mentioned, the sculpted details, the printed details, the attachments, front and back, this figure deserves its own video. Tarn's design really lends himself into a super cool, smaller scale, minified Transformers figure. This is a gem of a figure. It's super easy to build, super easy and fun to build. The only downside really is that these Blokees figures are blind boxes. So if you're planning to just pick and choose, you might have to try your luck more than a few times unless you really have dumb luck and you pull this one out from the wave from a single pull. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.